Was over the back seat. I told her to get her to the hospital because she was in respiratory failure. You wouldn't leave, bitch. You didn't help my granddaughter. You know who I'm talking about. The cops know. They was on video. But they won't touch you for some odd reason. They won't touch him for some odd reason. Either you left with him and Karina and then she was done in, or you took Karina somewhere and you had it done. This is where my granddaughter stood last, Kokomo. Right here. Right here in Kokomo, Indiana. She vanished in a car with a female, Paige Shirley. The police know all this. They will not act. They will not react. They won't do. And it's a shame. It's a total shame.
You're standing at the exact spot, like right over here. Right in front of you.
Okay, well, we're going to release a balloon for Karina again.
I tied mine up to the bush.
And hopefully it won't go towards the reservoir.
Hopefully it don't land on the car's window.
Or go up in the tree. All right. But anyway, Karina, this is for you. Grandma remembers you. You have a new baby brother. His name's Raleigh. Raleigh McClurkin. You'll never get to see him, Karina. You have a niece, Caitlin Lee. You'll never get to know. Because some dumbasses had to take you out for no reason. This is for you, baby girl.
I know I said it last night's video, but...
Okay, I'm going to end the video. If you see something, say something. If you know something, say something. Contact KPD.
Oh, wait, the cars go by it. Careful, Gary, the other way. It didn't go up. Dang it, man.
So I tied mine to the tree.
Stay right there.
This is exactly where I made that promise to her, and I will see to it she makes a home.
Okay, how's everybody's going? I'm going to bring up some things I guarantee you, a lot of you never knew. And Makayla Babcock, the Babcocks, the Patties, don't want you to know, where you can go look right this second on Liberty German's Facebook page. Go to her friends list. What are dealers like Makayla Babcock, who just days before the national known, they went on national TV, internationally knows Makayla Babcock and Liberty German had a slumber party at Makayla's drug house. It was an active cartel drug house there in Delphi. Her house was just raided just days before that nationally known slumber party. It gets worse. What are dealing partners like Blaine McClellan, other dealing partners of him and his family, doing on underage daughters, Kelsey and Liberty's friends list, like Garrett Kurtz, Blaine McClellan, who was raided with Derek the same day, just 4 hours after Derek's arrest. Blaine McClellan. What are their dealing partners, each other's dealing partners, back to that cartel doing on 8 underage daughters' friends list? Make that make sense. But here's some more things that the Patties don't want you to know, where they're friends with more than one dealer attorney, even serial killer. Here's some hidden gems, and you guys will be surprised on just what I have and to what extent. I'm going to do a short live tonight. I'm going to go right here, where Garrett Kurtz, September 26, 2016, tags Makayla Babcock. At the time, it was Makayla Hartman before she married into the Babcock family. Road trip? Imagine this. Well, well, well. What do we have here? What bridge are they talking about? Use your harvest store. Everything. This is a year before the murders ever happened. Not only is Makayla talking about being there with the bridge with what later turned serial killer. Yeah, I bet you a lot of you guys didn't know this. Oh yeah, it gets worse. Remember the AK searcher that was searching with no flashlight in the dark? Eric Williams. He used his, at the time, 2 stepkids, whose biological dad is Dustin Prater, another longtime dealer and partner and good longtime friends with Derek Sherman, among others. If I was such a mental retard and I didn't know what I was talking about, then why is Eric Williams, the same searcher, Eric Williams, coming and begging me for everything I know on who, back to that cartel drug ring, trying to use this stepkids on why I should give him everything I know? Then I started getting threats from him and his brother when I started asking questions. The dealers turned killers that had been longtime friends with him and his brother. I started speaking up on that. I heard you got a lot to say about me and my brother. You want to meet up? Threats to beat me in my face for fucking exposing your friends, your family, back to that cartel drug ring, back to multiple killers. Just like Makayla Babcock, she was raided, facing felony charges. But let's let Liberty German, an underage girl, go stay at an active drug house that they knew just got raided. Makayla was facing felony charges and skirted out of those after the case. Just like others, they can violate probation. And nothing to see here. But yeah, one thing I also want to bring up is, guess who else was on Snapchat? Not just him. I've got Elijah Cook and others talking about being on Snapchat. Imagine that. But we're going to get into something, like I said, Garrett Kurtz. And one issue I'm going to bring up is Lee Sexton, a longtime friend with Derek Sherman and others. Lee Sexton and her mother, Erin Unger, were picked up in 2015 rape, with both of their boyfriends, including Lee Sexton's, boyfriend, turned, I think, fiance now, second two-time baby daddy, Dustin Mills, were their longtime friends with Garrett Kurtz and other dealers within their cartel network turned killers. Remember, nothing to see here. And just like on Criminality's Live Tonight, who this is like, oh my God, he's going to show you a bunch of friends and friends of friends on Facebook. Well, who this? Did you realize social criminal network analysis and social media network analysis solves crimes? It gets charges, including federal terrorism charges on individuals using social media network analysis back to criminal network analysis. They do that a lot. How do you think they do all these drug raids? Use social media as a tool. And in doing that, they leave it one hell of a paper trail. So who this? You think you know all. Oh, it's funny. Oh, he's going to bring up another bunch of friends of Facebook. Well, there's a damn good reason. Just like Makayla Babcock, who's longtime friends, just like Derek Sherman, the Patties, Cody Patty, them and their partners have been longtime friends with more than one dealer turned serial killer and killer. But yet nothing to see there. Oh, ha 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 ha. He's just going to show you some more Facebook friends. But keep in mind, Slee Sexton, her mother, Aaron Unger, and her friend from Delphi, JP. I'm pretty sure it's Jared Perry. Married into the family now. Since I brought up Jason Palladino, and Celine Sargent, your other daughter, wants to ring in my comments saying it's not Jason Palladino. She's still got the court files and paperwork. It shows it's not Jason Palladino. Yeah, it's Jared Perry, another longtime felon, that armed felon. He used a gun, and two of his friends end up robbing a guy for weed, catching a felony there in Delphi. I just want to bring up where, like you see right here, they knew who was showing up at the bridge, what they had on, what items they had on their person, like the McKean brothers, not just David, brothers, like David by name, having binoculars and walkie-talkies in there with other individuals they named. Police Sexton, her mother, and her Delphi friend JP was there watching, helping, taking part. And it's what Linda Miller, the Hulu doc Linda Miller, their family wants me dead. And where Linda can't say, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is me asking Linda, who's Adam Snodgrass? Oh, he was in jail. Aaron Unger was using his Facebook page on messaging. So Linda, on the Hulu doc, you say you're for justice, the right ones to behind bars, but yet you and your family don't want you and your family behind bars. And I'm going to bring up on an underground number one, the far right. Why are you going to crop? Just like Crop, he did the same thing. They cropped and edited the conversations I had back in 2018 with Tina Riddell talking about Keegan. Keegan was trying to use Keegan, K-Alice's, how you spell and say his name, as that's how you say his name. No, it's Keegan. When I was introduced to him by his girlfriend and her family, 40 houses down from where my ex-girlfriend lived, saying if you see that Jeep or his vehicle over there, he's coming to hang out with Adriana Walter. When he was busted, Adriana and her cousin was fighting over a choma. He can climb. When he broke up with Adriana Walter, he got with her cousin. When he was arrested, raided, he was with Adriana Walter's cousin. But I just want to go up and we're going to rehash over this. Is where, guess who tags me? Kayla Babcock. Hmm. I just wanted to do a short live tonight. I just wanted to bring up this. And when they're friends with more than one dealer and killer, family wise, there's a hell of a lot more going on they don't want you to see, just like this. And if I didn't know so much, I was looking in the right direction, then why is Eric Williams begging me for everything I knew? My kids' lives depend on it. Riddle yourself that. But like I said, Garrett Kurtz, if you look up Slee Sexton, this is what her mom and her friend, I'll be slit, tortured, left in my own puddles of blood, just like those two Delphi girls. By name. If I keep talking, if I keep being a snitch, cartel will kill me and my family. Like I said, 72 hours. And by the end of the messages, within 24 hours of the last threats from Aaron Unger, look up Pearson murders, Kokomo, 7, and many of them were her friends, fellow dealers in the same cartel drug ring. 7 of them went through a murder hit, targeted murder hit on my own cousin. It's personal. It's not for views, it's not for clicks. That cartel's hit within my own family. And as a local, I'm not pulling a Derek German, the patties. Their money, yeah, they're making millions money laundering for the cartel. How, you ask? The assessing of the properties. When you have kingpins, good old boys, club members, buying real estate, houses, and without even putting a finger on that house, they're paying off real estate adjusters to come in and assess the property and the house, inflate the values, and then up and selling it. You think I'm nuts? How about you look up the like Paul Wyman? He's a board member of the rehab here in Kokomo. Look up the rehab owner. He stole $4 million down in Florida from the taxpayers down there doing money laundering scams and came back up with his 2 business partners and one of their shareholders, major shareholders, Paul Wyman. He bought a property, ended up selling it to HUD for $2,500. That's $2,500 for the old pill mill right there in Kokomo that was shut down by him and his friends. A buddy of his grabbed the whole property for $2,500, $2,500. Then he ended up selling it for over $3.6 million to HUD for the new Gateway Garden, the apartment complex to be put on that property. Hell of an investment for $2,500, isn't it? Making millions from the federal government, HUD. But it's simple. Having assessors like Nita Duff, her son William Duff, cartel dealing for years out of her own house. Clueless? I think not. But one thing I want to bring up to you is I tried to tell you all from the very beginning to make this make more sense. From local to big to small raids. Find the dealers like the 2018 cartel dealers like Tyler Joe French and others. There's about 55, 60 of them that were arrested. Find all of the dealers, find their social media, and what will you find on that social media? Just like Daniel Jackson, another cartel dealer right there in Kokomo. Another one of the kingpins. He's sitting friends, longtime friends, with about every dealer in Kokomo, the surrounding area. But then he's sitting friends with Mark Lehman, Sophia Rossi, Brad Rossi. You want an eye opener? Look at the cartel dealers, kingpins, friends with Brad Rossi, Mark Lehman, their family, their kids. How's that so? Well, for living and working in Kokomo for years, Matthew Elkins, the judge that just resigned, just like Fouts, for saying the ones going through his drug court were his property, the sexual exploitation of ones going through his court, giving them rental properties free of rent. Longtime friends of Mark Lehman and Brad Rossi, just like Brad Holder and his friends and family. Keegan Klein, you think I'm nuts? They can go, run, hide their Facebook friends list, everything. 32 late, 30 documents from Sophia Rossi. What are dealers, kingpins? Even in 2018 raids, sitting friends with her and her family. Didn't you have Brad Holder and his friends right there sitting friends with Brad, his daughter, wife, their family, just like Mark Lehman? You think I'm full of shit? Well, the next few lives are about to knock everybody's socks off. The ineffective counsel. Andy wanted to hit the corruption, the cartel. He was pushed away not to. Why? The Good Old Boys Club. They can't afford the judges, the elected officials, the rank and file law enforcement, prosecutors, attorneys, longtime friends and family of theirs, going back to one cartel. But you'd be shocked in the next few lives. Everybody's going to ask me to expose everything, unleash hell. TikTok. TikTok. You can't hide your decades long friends, your associations. When you're communicating back and forth on each other's posts, comments for decades. No, we don't know them. We don't know what you're talking about. I've showed a few in the last few couple posts I made, but you might want to take a closer look at the next few lives. Mark Lehman, Brad Rossi, you should have recused yourselves. You know exactly why. When your family and you are longtime friends with third-party suspects, and you refuse to recuse yourself, you make me sick. You and your friends made sure Rick and how many others were railroaded so you and your friends, that cartel, isn't exposed, isn't seen for who and what you are. Many of you making millions. The money laundering is one of the biggest schemes. Real estate, rental properties. Ring a bell with any of you? Just like Christopher and Martin. Del Seward. Ring a bell? Shane Evans. Then you got some locals like Flora, firefighter, city council, where Kristen and Martin spent longtime friends with firefighters. Then local city officials, law enforcement, nothing to see there. All these cartel dealers, just like Nita Duff's own son, William Duff, dealt for the cartel. Blaine McClellan, Nicholas McClellan, first cousin, longtime dealing. For what cartel? Many of these families and their friends are making millions cleaning that cartel's dirty money. The more money they can, the more drugs they can sell, the more money they can get in, the more money they clean, the more money tax free is in their pocket. And you wonder why they're all into real estate, properties, easy way of turning dirty money into clean, crisp, able to be freely used, laundered money. It's been going on for decades. The state and locals know all about this. Let's go back to Nicole Bowen, Jeremy Patterson, Karina McClurkin. Have I said Nicole Bowen yet? One thing all these have in common, and the same thing that's been said. Oh, Derek Sherman was a snitch. He rolled. All five of these so far right here. How would the cartel, how would these dealers turn killers know who was going to roll on who, what parts of the cartel by name, if it wasn't being leaked from the state and locals, including the ones within the drug task force, getting this information? Remember, Kurtz already admitted they killed Nicole. Why? Because she was going to roll on the cartel drug ring, the operation. Jeremy Patterson was killed. Why? Because he was going to roll on Alan Tinker, Curtis Beck being involved with Brandon McClurkin, coming in behind me. He was silenced 96 days after Delphi, before he was able to talk. Why did they put a murder trial on my little cousin? Because she was going to roll, or had already rolled, on her ex-boyfriend doing a drive-by shooting. So the cartel put a murder hit on her, carried it out. Retaliation. And how the retaliation comes, ask yourselves this. What law enforcement, what parts of what agencies are leaking the information back to these cartel dealers? Oh, wait, it helps when you have elected officials, ranking politicians having rank within their local left and right. Both are just as bad as each other. Both are making millions off of this cartel, claiming its money, getting paid to work the other way. And what's sick is the FBI, Michael Curtis, knew all about their corruption. It's on the back burner brewing, is what I was told. But when you look back to each dealer, even Flora, Delphi, find the dealers, find their social media pages. You'll be shocked to see C-word, other city and county elected officials sitting on the boards, their family, their friends being longtime friends with these dealers. The drug task force, mind you, if there did roll retaliation, They knew who he rode on what he rode on, how much he rode on, just who exactly was charged. They know all this. If it was a retaliation why two little kids lost their lives, who released it just like they did Nicole Bowen, Jeremy Patterson, Brandon McClurkin, and the list of names go on and on. How did the cartel know? How did these killers turn serial killers just like Nico Washington out of Richmond? Dominic Washington out of Richmond. He knew two informants rode on him. He killed them. These drug task force, these officers and their family, and these elected officials are getting it back to their family members and this cartel. Who's rolling on who? Who's saying what? It's going to affect our money. Shut them the fuck up. Who's rolling on who? It's law enforcement giving the cartel and their family and friends everything they need to silence and keep the money going. What does this know? Giving aid and protections to a foreign terrorist organization. It's treason. When you have attorneys refusing to recuse themselves to make millions off of the case and help railroad and keep their friends and family hidden and refuse to bring up their friends and family involved with the cartel. Why? Because it would go back to, oh, it's showing around me, my daughter, my wife, other elected officials. They don't want you to see it. Well, guess what? The next few lives, the gloves are off. And guess what? Public information, motherfuckers. And oh, let's go back into your campaign contributions, your tax information. It's all public information. It's about to come to light, motherfuckers. But Mark Lehman and Brad Rossi, as long as you refuse to recuse yourselves, you are the ones putting me back against the wall to show you and your families, longtime cartel friends and family within your own families, just like Nita Duff and Nicholas McClellan. There's reasons they don't want to hit that cartel. The corruption, like Andy wanted to. There's a damn good reason. Like I said, the next few lives, they're already ready. From the alive or dead, they're coming. Everything runs out. Everybody's been begging me for years now. Expose them all. Give you all everything you need to who and why and where to look.